Japanese salamander monsters, Mexican doll people, Argentinian sex robots. Forget illegal aliens. This is USA's Real Wild Cinema's international sci-fi mutant invasion. Imagine yourself in 1960. The Democrats regained the White House led by JFK. Martin Luther King Jr. was fighting for civil rights in the South. And your local theater featured one movie on one big screen. The multiplex, micro-screen bomb shelters you find at the malls today weren't around yet. And in 1960, mainstream Hollywood was producing classic films like Spartacus, The Alamo with John Wayne, and Billy Wilder's sophisticated comedy, The Apartment. But if you were a fan of real wild cinema, you would have made a beeline to our first film tonight, The Curse of the Doll People. While Hollywood was presenting us with beautiful dreams, movies like Doll People were nightmares, filled with surrealistic images that would have made Salvador Dali proud. Filmed in Mexico, then imported to the States, there's no doubt that this film got stopped at the border. Again, the editors at Real Wild Cinema have cut out the boring stuff and saved the best scenes for our viewing pleasure. Enjoy Curse of the Doll People.
Why did you take so long? I knew that you would come, gentlemen. Hold on a minute.
Don't look at the man, Robert. Don't be a fool.
You're trying to avoid my gaze. How stupid. Don't you know you can't fight these eyes? You'd like to kill me. Isn't that true, Robert? I will give you the opportunity. We shall see if you can. Well, try it. Try, Robert. Start to fire. Don't touch it. Obey me. You are all under hypnosis. My power dominates. Yes, they are yours now, and Sabood's. And now you must pay for all your stupid meddling. For that reason, you'll be put to death by my dolls and by Sabood. Do your duty. They must die here. Kill the intruders. Throw down the torches. I said throw down the torches. I can see that you're trying to take something out of your pocket, Doctor. You are powerless against my will, understand? Are you still not convinced that you are under my spell? I shall permit you to remove it to demonstrate that there is no power on Earth that is stronger than mine. Take it out, Doctor. Take it out.
You're helpless, aren't you?
If I'm going to die, then you'll all die with me.
I'd love one of those little dolls for my mantle. The doll with the mustache looked a little like De Niro. When we come back, God Monster of Indian Flats. And I swear you will never eat lamb chops in this town again. Our next film is about sheep, cross-fertilization, and the Great Mine Disaster of 1874. Confused? Let me fill you in. You see, the mine monster was incinerated in the disaster. Then, after time, the smoking compound seeps up through the ground and is ingested by the mother sheep, producing an embryo that will both amuse and nauseate you. The God Monster of Indian Flats. Think of it as a Western horror sci-fi festival of entertainment.
Looks deserted. This is where I left them last night. Eddie? Eddie! My God. Mariposa, get his blanket. On April 21st, found half-formed embryo, alive and breathing. Possibly the result of chromosomic breakdown and cross-fertilization. Incubation machine for transport to private test laboratory at Indian Flats, immediate priority. Set it down here.
Here's the oxygen tank hookup.
Good. It's just nearing the empty zone. Stabilize the pressure.
Pressure is stabilized at 79.6, Dr. Clemens.
How did it get into my sheep's body?
Can't be sure yet, Eddie. However, my study of the fossil imprints I've been excavating, it seems to indicate that those 19th century miners actually did see a living animal. A throwback to the prehistoric age.
The mine monster.
In the great mine disaster of 1874, the animal was incinerated. In time, those smoking compounds must have seeped up into areas above the mine shaft on the other side of the mountain, near what is now Eddie's ranch.
On my grazing land.
The compounds must have been ingested by the mother sheep. That's what's responsible for the embryo's growth rate. Mariposa, pull the master switch. Watch out!
Look at the size of those footprints. Whatever it is, Clemens, we'll deal with it internally. I don't want the National Guard or the federal government involved.
If we can isolate the animal, study it, we may have the key to the mystery of creation itself.
Maybe the monster is some sort of sign, a messenger. Anyway, I hope I find him first. Oh, you won't hurt me, will you? Don't be frightened. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm your friend. You've got to have food and care. Come on. Follow me. Come on. Down the mountain where you'll be warm and safe with me.
My God, this is becoming a nightmare, Clemens. Your beast is heading for our city. But if you have discovered a throwback, Clemens, we could capture it for our museum.
50 cents a head for children, $1.75 for families.
I repeat, keep all children off the streets. All deputies will maintain 24-hour surveillance until we crack this thing down.
Watch yourself. Move back.
at an end. Feast your eyes on the eighth wonder of the world. Stop them! You're just thinking your life. Stop them! Stop them! Stop them! Stop them! Stop them! Stop them! Right into them! Run them down! Kill them! Right to pay! Go on, everybody! Run! Make them all pay! An eye for an eye! Violence in the name of justice controls the masses! It always has!
Have the lamb stop crying, Clarice? I just love doing that. Next up, we'll be conducting horrifying sex experiments with the Curious Dr. Hump, and we'll also be joined by a special guest right here on Sci-Fi Mutant Invasion Night on USA's Real Wild Cinema. Nobody makes them faster and cheaper today than our guest, Fred Olen Ray. Hey, Fred.
Hi.
Glad you're here.
I'm glad to be here.
Now, is it true that you made your first film for under $300? Is that possible?
$298 in black and white with out-of-date stock. It was 9 years old. I found it in a refrigerator, and I borrowed a camera, and I bought some ants for 19 cents, and I asked people to shove the ant and some pancake syrup into their mouths, and on cue, they would spit the ant onto the next person who would then get the ant on them, and they would become one of the brain leeches.
Ooh.
And it came to $298.
But it felt like $2.98.
It looked like it.
That's brilliant. What was that film called?
It was called The Brain Leeches.
Oh, The Brain Leeches.
And it's gone by the by. No one gets to see it. I keep it in a closet, and no one's ever seen it.
Oh, shoot. Not even here on Real Wild Cinema? You don't sneak us a little peek?
I don't think so.
Can't convince you?
Not a chance.
Now, do you think you're in the same tradition as Kroger Babb and David Friedman and those kind of, you know, roadshow filmmakers?
Well, some of those guys are still alive, so I don't really want to compare myself to them. They were hucksters. They were guys who went on the road and would do anything to make $1, and they used film or a baby in a jar to get $1 here and there. Oh, yeah, Dave Friedman was a baby show operator as well, where he showed freak babies in jars, and if he wasn't doing that, he was showing a movie, and they'd take any old movie, and they had a piece of film with a live birth of a baby, and they would cut it in the middle of anything and show it.
And just throw it in there?
Yeah, now that's not me. That's not me. If I'm going to do a birth of a baby show, it'll be the whole 10 yards.
You'll go for the whole thing.
9 months, yeah. You get the whole 9 months.
I guess he's still involved in the carnival scene.
Dave is, and I'm in the carnival business as well.
You are in the carnival
Yeah, I have
business?
sideshows. I have the Freak Baby Show.
Oh, so you do that?
Yes, and I've got the pygmy mummies, and I got the cow with the enlarged brain.
You see, that used to be my favorite thing, to go to the Arizona State Fair and go into those tents and see that stuff. I mean,
well, you can still do it. You can still do it in certain
Wow.
areas of the country. It's a little different today than it used to be, but
there's no, it's not a multimedia extravaganza. There's no film involved. It's not like, you know,
no.
postmodern kind of thing.
Right, you don't sell religious pamphlets and then show them how a baby is born at the same time.
I'm devastated. All right, you're going to hang out, and we're going to watch our feature, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to talk some more with Fred Olen Ray.
Okay.
In 1970, you might remember going to see Midnight Cowboy or Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. But now you're about to see what you were really missing back in '70. Now stick with me. Our feature tonight is about an evil scientist who takes orders from a talking brain. Hey, for years I had to take orders from an overweight, overbearing manager, so give me a talking brain any day. Now, this doctor has a bunch of mutant robots with flashlights in their heads who go out and bring him young, attractive men and women. See, the Curious Dr. Hump wants these people to have sex for him because he needs their sexed-up blood in order for him to live forever. And you can never have enough sexed-up blood as far as I'm concerned. Now, part one of our feature presentation, The Curious Dr. Hump.
Have you given him the serum?
Yes, all of it. He's ready now.
Let's begin then. And another extraction?
The girl can. She's still strong enough. That poor man's got nothing left now.
Man's of no further use to us now. Dispose of his body. I'll use the girl once more. And another man.
How much longer will you have to go on with these experiments?
I don't know, but without them, I'd be dead now.
You know it's not right. Must you treat them like animals? You forget that they're human.
Uh-huh. Nevertheless, humans are more sexual than animals. You know it.
That's all you think about. Let me give you all the sex you want. Oh, please, use my body to keep you alive.
I intend to use you along with the others in the experiments. Your love means nothing. Your body already belongs to me, and I'll use it every way I want.
Oh, hello, Inspector. Any news of the stripper that was kidnapped?
No. Did the guy with the strange face come back?
No. I don't think that little cutie will be kidnapped. I couldn't be that lucky.
Just came in for a prescription.
Is he standing at the counter?
Yes, it's him, all right. I recognize him from the sketch in your paper. I can't talk much longer.
Give me the address.
It's 69 South Floraville Street, near the corner of Elkins. He's looking around out there. He's getting impatient. What'll I do?
Just stall for time, I guess.
Time? How?
Keep him busy.
Put your butt back in the chair, and Dr. Hump will be back after these important messages. Ah, the Curious Dr. Hump. Didn't you just love the part when the monster came into the drugstore to fill out his prescription and the clerk had to check the paper to make sure it's the same monster the police are looking for? Didn't want an innocent monster getting into any trouble. But what about the detective who nonchalantly asks, "Did you see a guy with a strange face?" Excuse me, but this is a hideous monster, not a guy with a strange face. I have a strange face, beautiful, but strange. Here comes part 2 of the Curious Dr. Hump.
Dr. Hump, you have been doing an excellent job of carrying on the experiments I started many years ago in Italy. However, I warn you, you must continue to develop the ingredients for the aphrodisiacs yourself. Do not send to public pharmacies for them.
But I must get new ingredients. My life itself is dependent upon it.
But by sending out for the drugs, you risk revealing your whereabouts and the nature of your experiments to the police.
But I've got to take that risk. I must have those drugs.
Put it up.
Nobody can get out of here.
I'll shoot unless you order him to hold it.
Release her, I said.
Start shooting!
Inspector Benedict! Hold your fire! Hold your fire!
The doctor controls their minds. They're like robots. And you're liable to hit some of the prisoners.
Where are they?
Most of them are up there. Officer, come with me.
I warned you that you couldn't get away with this.
You can't stop me. You're too late. I'm going to continue my experiments. The strength of human body fluids taken during coitus, they help me go on.
I've kept Dr. Hump alive through my discovery that eternal life is to be found in the potent forces used in the sexual acts that create life.
You heard that? I was his first victim in Italy years ago. And I'll go on living.
What have you done, you idiots? Dr. Hump was my bodily instrument for finding eternal life for all of mankind. Just as I was preserving his life by the use of blood forces of sex, he was preserving my life.
We were vital to each other. Idiots! Through all the powerful forces of sex, we discovered the secret of preserving life for everyone on Earth. Now, you have destroyed the dream of mankind. Forever you will be mortal.
Now, I understand that the talking brain was upset by the untimely passing of Dr. Hump. Heck, I know I was. But exactly why would that cause it to burst into flames? Do you think that maybe they were really lovers and the brain couldn't deal with the loss, so he just self-combusted? It could happen. I think we all need to towel off and relax after that. Replenish your vital fluids, then meet me back here for the amazing adventures of Starman and more with my guest. We're back with our incredible filmmaking guest, Olin Ray. How do you go about selling your movies?
Normally, I would say I stand on a street corner with a can and offer it to people as they walk by, but now it's gotten a little more sophisticated. And we generally try to make a trailer, which is sort of a coming attractions that we usually make before we make the movie. So we take someone else's film that had something good in it, we cut the scenes out of their movie, and cut them into our trailer and tell people it's our film, and then we sell it. Hopefully no one will remember when we deliver the picture.
Unbelievable. So you used to stand on the street corner with a can, now you go to can.
That's it, yeah. Go where the party is. Parties move from the street corner to France, but it's still the same crowd.
What's the cheapest special effects you've ever done in your films?
Probably asking a girl to take her top off.
Oh, that's cheap, honey.
I know, it is.
You are really low.
It's fast, you don't have to wait on it, hardly ever goes wrong, and no one ever complains.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And no wires to worry about.
Hey, do you like big boobs like Russ Meyer? Are you a boob man?
No, but you know, you can't hardly avoid them nowadays because most of the girls that come through our office have already been augmented in some way, shape, or form.
Not like the old days.
No.
When they used to actually have them.
Well, that's it.
Naturally. What happened?
Well, the thing is, of course, in the old days, and you can see some of these in some of the nudie films that some of the other guys have made, you get a girl with large breasts, she also had a large butt to go with it. And she had big legs to go with it.
Groovy.
And that kind of stuff is...
And now they want these like kind of cyber women, like really slender, skinny bodies with these huge...
That's right. Well, you can look right at them and know whether or not they've done anything because they don't go with the body.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't seem to fit the physique.
Fred, you have blown my mind. You're a cool guy. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for asking
me. On Real
me.
Wild Cinema. What did Godzilla, Gamera, and Starman have in common? They were all Japanese serialized dramas that featured grown men in rubber suits stomping around on toy cars, knocking down model buildings, and tossing around dummies as if they were dummies. Starman is a kind of Japanese Superman with kung fu skills. Tonight he's gonna kick some reptile butt. Some skinny reptile butt, I might add. Check out the salamander's skinny legs. We cut out all the plot and just went directly to the big fight scene. That's the best part anyway. Watch.
Starman follows the mutant and finds Supreme Headquarters.
Look, Starman! Look out!
tuned for more of Real Wild Cinema. Welcome back to Real Wild Cinema. What is Earth's problem with the rest of the galaxy? Evil space invaders are always conquering Earth. We're always going to other planets and battling horrible aliens. Watch these trailers and see just how interplanetary dysfunctional we can be.
Take part in the terrifying search for the Phantom Planet. Battle an army of deadly meteors. See daredevil men repair their ship on the edge of eternity. Vital feed lines hit. Air cut off.
My ship is being drawn toward an asteroid. Instruments completely out of operation. I'm going to try to land. I don't think I'll make it.
See the first man land on the Phantom Planet. See a 6-foot man shrink to 6 inches before your very eyes. Thrill to the awe-inspiring battle for survival.
From outer space come the invisible invaders.
Until next week, I'm Sandra Bernhard, and this is Real Wild Cinema. Good midnight to ya.